When you said Discovery Channel India, I was going to be like, ooh, Indian aliens.
Indian aliens.
So that's, well, they're not going to be Indian aliens, but, you know, that landed in India.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the IC podcast. My name is Islah.
And my name is Maria, and we're two Muslims talking about the things that you're thinking about.
And today we're talking about aliens in Islam. What a topic to start with. I think that is a wild topic.
I was like, this is so important. You know?
Yeah,
I feel like Muslims don't talk about aliens enough.
This is the most relevant topic we need to talk about.
First of all, let's start, I guess, with what the Oxford definition of an alien is.
What is the definition of an alien?
It's a creature from outer space, an extraterrestrial, often offensive, a resident of one country who was born or owes allegiance to another country and has not acquired citizenship.
Wait, what? Wait, there's two definitions.
Resident alien, illegal alien, or foreigner. So I guess it's obviously the official, you know, definition of an alien is a creature from outer space. Yeah, but then people use it in, you know, other ways.
So people use it as an offensive term after. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So definitely don't call anyone an alien. That's the first note we're going to take away from it. When I think of the word alien, I naturally think of movies.
Okay.
Because obviously as a filmmaker or someone who loves movies, I'm always thinking of, like, when I hear the word alien, I think of like the franchise Alien or, you know, movies like Predator. Then there's movies like Men in Black where the aliens can be comedic. Then there's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Then there's
even like Marvel and, you know.
Yeah, then you got like the Marvel DC side of things where like someone like Superman is an alien.
Yeah.
But then he comes to Earth and then he saves the world sort of thing. That's where my mind goes when I think of alien, like aliens in Hollywood, aliens in film. And then it's either like they're really disgusting. They're always like beasts in the form of a beast, and they're always hungry. It's like they're always fasting and they need to eat, so they just prey on humans.
Yeah.
And you know, saliva and like green blood.
It's like the irony because they're supposed to be so highly intelligent, but they're portrayed as like these
they're just portrayed as animals that just need to eat. So and then they just get, you know, they find a way to destroy them, and that's, you know, it's always about aliens,
really
and whatever follows aliens is invasion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So aliens are basically colonizers.
Yeah. Basically,
They're colonizers from another world. That's how I, like, the first thought that comes into my mind.
Do you know what's really interesting? Even when we think about like racism and comparing that to like aliens and humans, I feel like that's one of the tactics of Shaitan, creating this division and racism amongst us as humans to kind of forget who potentially the real enemy is, which Allah has stated in the Quran, which is about, you know, the jinn, not the nice ones, the ones that are, you know, out for us. And I feel like that distraction has created all this problem amongst us, when really it's like, hey, we need to recognize who the real enemy is to protect ourselves from. And we're so busy like trying to protect ourselves from each other. So that's like another, I guess, kind of image of what an alien.
The word alien could just take you in a conversation to go like one stage to another. But that's what this podcast is about, right? So
yeah, because typically I think one of the purposes of this conversation was to discuss Islam and aliens, because it's a conversation that I don't think there is enough of. Like, a lot of the information that I've got when it comes to aliens is just mainstream. This is what I mean. Like,
this conversation is what we have with our cousins when we go to each other's houses and we get together in the bedroom and we're talking about random stuff, and then aliens. I went on the web and I wanted to see like witness sightings of people that claim they saw aliens, right? So we've got a video from Discovery Channel India about an American sailor who said he saw bright lights in the ocean.
I thought you were going to say, like, when you said Discovery Channel India, I was going to be like, ooh, Indian aliens. Indian aliens. Well, they're not going to be Indian aliens, but, you know, that landed in India.
I don't know why it's on the Discovery Channel India, but it is. This is of an American sailor who claims he saw bright lights in the ocean that he couldn't explain, and he says they were aliens.
Catalina Island, less than 20 miles off the coast of Los Angeles, is believed to be a USO hotspot. For years, fishermen have told stories of strange lights appearing underwater.
I mean, this already seems like Hollywood, right?
This is what I mean.
Fisherman Brad Castle had an ominous encounter here in 2007.
Brad Castle is the guy who claims
and for the first time, he's willing to share his story on camera.
You know basically why we're here. We're looking at Catalina because we've been told that it's a hot spot of activity for...
So it's USO now. Apparently you can't say UFO.
Oh my God, even you have to be politically correct
now.
aliens.
So apparently you can't say UFO, it's USO now. But I can't remember what USO stands for, but yeah, go on, carry on.
Strange phenomena.
Yeah, no, absolutely it is.
But you had a story where something happened below.
Yeah, I've seen all kinds of things in the water that happen from bioluminescence and phosphorus, but what happened can't be explained by all the things that I've seen in all the time I've been on the water.
And we pause that the water, that's a key thing, because in many ancient civilizations, they have this same story of, I think it's after the flood, the Great Flood. That's another thing that's quite interesting. Even though we believe in Noah as Muslims and Christians.
You're going on 5 topics at once.
I know, but the reason there's a connection is because these civilizations have said that there's been these water people that have come with advanced knowledge and taught them
like
things.
Atlantis.
Yeah, basically, like Atlantis, or like even like Avatar.
Yeah.
Or
water people.
Yeah, the water people. So,
I mean, what
mermaids.
Humans know how much the percentage of the ocean?
Oh, like hardly anything.
It's
Yeah,
like
we know more. But I
5%
think
or
they've done more space travel than they have
in the ocean.
like ocean
alone.
travel. Yeah.
They're probably 7-8 miles past
happened in May
east end of
2007.
Catalina, headed towards San Clemente, and it was super dark. It was about midnight. And as we're cruising along, the ocean just lit up.
Wait, hold up.
At least 100 yards in every direction.
He's talking
around
about the
where we
experience,
were
and he's
on
also
the boat. Was
he's
bright.
Is he the actor in it?
Is he the
bright
actor in the reconstruction?
Maybe they got a really good
super
look alike.
brilliant. And it was shocking. It was so bright. When it came on, it just took your breath away.
So
You couldn't see the water because the light was so bright, and it extended so far around the boat, and we were right in the middle of it. We were lit up.
You
It was
just
like
saw
we
a
were
bright
in the
light
middle of a
in the
light.
That's
video.
not him. No,
The
it's
guy
not.
that was
These
with
are
me
actors.
actually
okay, it's an
screamed.
actor that looks really.
It was just
Yeah.
insane. It was so brilliant.
Did you feel at this instant that
So basically,
maybe you and your friend weren't going to live?
Absolutely, we did.
Fearing for his life, Brad had no choice but to ride out the blinding light.
I just had a death grip on the wheel. It was a moment where we're feeling like we're at its mercy. We had no power over this. Whatever it was could have done whatever it wanted.
Feeling his boat being pulled towards the light, Brad gunned the engine.
And then it, boom, it was off like that. And when that pitch black happened,
You're almost blinded.
yeah, it was just, you couldn't see anything. It just felt like we were driving off of a cliff.
Okay, all right. Let's let's unpack that. First of all, I think it's edited like a Hollywood film. So already
That's
it's
just
like
thrown-
yeah,
yeah.
already I can't really. It's not, I don't feel like I can't trust it because it's like I don't know, man.
why? Because they're American.
No, I just can't trust it. It is the way it's edited is like a Hollywood film, and I don't know, man. It looks the whole reconstruction, they're acting it out. I feel like that video is, and I say that, and I feel like it's trying to convince you with all these like cinematic. Dum, dum, dum.
And I don't know whether it's something because the idea that people's attention span's bad, we need to make things seem really
Spice it up
like
a bit.
spice it up. Yeah, but
Yeah.
actually, if the truth is like pretty straightforward,
Then just say the truth.
yeah, because with documentaries, it's supposed to be factual. It's
Yeah.
not supposed to be like
It's
let's
true.
just make up a bit of stuff.
So I found that one, and then I found another video. We can bring this up now. It was from a news report, a Las Vegas news report from 8 News Now, and it's about 2 men who witnessed aliens in their backyard. And there's video footage from to prove it basically. So let's bring that up, and then I want to see because this is the difference between like a documentary, a dramatized documentary, and an actual
And
news
a
report.
witness, yeah,
An
yeah.
actual witness news report.
The buzz tonight with stories about the crash of an unknown object and the alleged sighting of strange creatures in the backyard of a Northwest Valley home.
So it was last night that 8 News Now investigator David Charnes reported about how Metro Police responded back on May 1st after receiving a strange call from a very frightened family. Well, our report generated a global response, and now piecing together the sequence of events has been kind of tricky, in part because the primary witnesses have been almost as elusive as the beings they say they encountered. Chief Investigator George Knapp is as perplexed as the rest of us. George.
As you know, this is not our first UFO rodeo. We
Is that
first
the real
heard about
picture?
the incident
No.
in early May via the Metro
design,
Police grapevine. The incident has a lot in common with other bizarre cases from around the world. An alleged crash, strange beings, and bits and pieces that don't make sense. But the police took this seriously, and so do we.
Why is it always happening
Just
in America?
before midnight on April 30th, skywatchers across several western states saw a bright fireball streak through the heavens. A police officer working in the Northwest Valley caught a glimpse of the colorful object on his body cam. At nearly the same time, a Ring camera in the area recorded a strange noise and what sounds like a crash. One family living in a ranch-style home had a much closer view of the object.
Okay, so already I'm more convinced about this because it was from that footage was from a police body cam.
Yeah.
So he wasn't obviously, he had a body cam and then he
Yeah,
saw that strange light. And then that noise on the doorbell.
The noise, yeah. So even if you think, oh, it's a shooting star, but there's a noise that came with
That noise
it.
on the doorbell was a bit sus, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah,
like
but then it
a
could have been the wind or a fox or a badger or like some, you know, in America there were crazy animals on the loose. It could have been like.
But see, I guess this is where it's sad because someone's potentially real experience, we're diminishing by saying, nah, where's the evidence?
Okay, well, let's carry on watching the rest of it.
Two brothers and their father were working on a vehicle in their yard when they caught a glimpse of a sparkly object as it came crashing down, then were hit by what they describe as a shock wave. One of the witnesses, a young man named Angel, has stated when the brothers looked into the yard where the object landed, that spot was obscured and blurry, as if by unknown form of camouflage. What they saw next prompted a frantic call to 911.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
8 News Now investigators have spoken with family members multiple times in the past 4 weeks, but each of the 3 times we accepted their invitation to do an interview, they didn't answer the door or their phone. These are some of the claims they've made in other public forums. Multiple family members backed up the story in an initial police report we obtained. Angel says they heard the patter of multiple feet in the yard. They later heard footsteps on their roof. They saw one of the 8-foot-tall creatures climb behind the controls of a large front loader stored in the yard, as if trying to engage.
So when was this? When was it uploaded?
Oh, this is a year ago.
A year ago. Surely, if there's noises on your rooftop, you telling me you're not going to get your phone out and record it? And then supply that as part of your evidence?
If it's a year. I mean, maybe it was dark and they can't film nothing. Or just this.
The natural response for anyone in this day and age, when something goes wrong, we all pull out our phone.
Unless you're really scared.
You still pull out your phone.
Nah.
You would naturally you'd reach your phone. If he had enough time to pick up the phone to call 911, he should have recorded it.
But the thing is, they called 911 after they had already seen it and maybe it went.
They called 911 while it was happening. This is what I mean. So it's like
So what would you do? So what if I if I told you I saw an alien, would you believe me?
I'd say maybe you might need some rukia.
Do you know what that would be my first thing if I saw it. I would be like, I need to.
No, let me say this. I backed the police video. The police body cam, because that was an actual body cam footage of that light. What that light was, I don't know.
Yeah.
It could have been a plane or something. The Ring doorbell, I don't know. It could have been like a badger whistling down the Ring doorbell. I don't know. But the two witnesses, I don't know, man. I went down a rabbit hole of all these videos, and then every single one of them was like claims. And then it was just like stories, but it's like you just can't. There's no evidence.
Where's the actual tangible?
In this day and age, in the age of of phones, and in the age of we can literally, I can literally pull out my phone, press 2 buttons, and it goes straight to the camera.
Yeah.
In the age of digital media, I can't believe someone who sits there and says, I saw an alien.
And it's great. I mean, the thing is that's interesting because they all seem to have the same kind of description.
Yeah.
Tall, grey, big eyes.
Tall, grey, big eyes, big mouth.
History. to kind of connect.
So what is history saying
Because-
about aliens?
So even though, like you said, this day of age, we don't have maybe like tangible. I don't know, maybe there is, but not that. It's not as mainstream. But historically, if you look at, like cave sketchings and just things
Like,
in hieroglyphics, even
hieroglyphics, that's it.
there's so much in history, and even like skulls they found that are weird shaped heads, and like there is some actual evidence that people lived amongst or had seen what we would consider aliens.
It's like dinosaur bones, right?
Yeah, that's
In a
another
sense.
that's another document. Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But like, just as an example, if an archaeologist finds a dinosaur bone, like the skull of a T-Rex, for example,
Yeah.
they can just estimate. Really and truly, you can't fully know what a T-Rex looks like with
Yeah.
skin and everything like that. But the bone of the T-Rex shows that there was life on this earth
Yeah,
that looked
something
like
was-
this, and then they can just computer generate all the
Other
things and
stuff
make a
in-
Jurassic
yeah.
World movie out of it. But really and truly, that's a bone. So that's physical evidence
Yeah.
that whatever this is, even though we've named it dinosaur, there was
Yeah.
something there, right?
Yeah, I think there is though with this as well.
What did you
I'm sure
find?
there is. Okay, so like, I mean, okay, so this is the thing. Now you're talking about like real
Yeah,
actual
real
findings.
hard evidence of like archaeologists' findings.
Well, there was skulls of the Anunnaki, I think.
Okay, I don't know what Anunnaki is.
I'm sure it
So you're
wasn't
gonna
just
have to
something that was a
educate me.
picture, but actual. So the Anunnaki are like these beings that have really like elongated skulls.
Okay, like Alien, like the movie.
I guess in some, yeah, I guess so.
they've
But
got
there's
like
so
these-
many different theories around who the Anunnaki are and
Okay.
things that as Muslims we wouldn't like agree with, because they say like some theories are they are the ones that created humans, like they
God. Okay, we
mixed
know that's not
DNA. Yeah, they mixed
Okay.
our DNA and create. So there are certain things that just as Muslims we kind of say like we would
Yeah.
put aside, but just because something is not 100% true doesn't mean there's some elements of truth or something in like these beings that existed. In Christianity, they have a concept called the Nephilim.
Yeah.
And some people have said that Anunnaki and the Nephilim are like the same beings, and the Nephilim are called like fallen angels.
Okay.
Again, we don't have a concept of fallen angels, but we would just say jinn.
Yeah.
And they mated with women on earth and
my
create
God, this gets
or
wild.
fallen angels mated and they created
Oh,
these
God.
Nephilim, basically. So it's like these giant beings.
Yeah.
And then even the concept of giants, we have that in our religion. Like when we see the
because
the descriptions of our prophets.
Yeah, humans got shorter and shorter. over time,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. So it's like there's so many different pieces of information.
Yeah.
And it's just about us trying to put things together. I mean, not
Okay,
that
show
that's
me-
not
show
my
me
life
this-
work,
show
but
me-
like, I just like
We're not
the
experts, okay?
No, I just like the
just
idea
to be
of-
clear, we're not experts. We're having this conversation with you.
Yeah.
Show me the video of this Anunnaki thing.
A head that was huge. She was not a normal human. She may not have been full Anunnaki. She could have been a hybrid.
There is an effort underway to try to get genetic analysis of the bones.
Okay, see, pause.
There are characteristics.
This I can get behind because there's a physical skull.
Mm.
But again, how sure am I that this skull was actually found and no one just built it in a studio?
No, but then do you know what? If we start questioning every like
Yeah, obviously. Okay, cool. But
then it becomes like
I'm
nothing
being
becomes
skeptical.
but no, but it's good to be, yeah, because there's a lot of theories about dinosaurs actually where
Exactly.
there's not actually been a full real dinosaur skeleton.
It's
Like
just
all the
full
ones we
bits
see
and-
in
bits
the
and bobs, yeah.
they'll use a bit of mammoth, a bit
Yeah,
of
yeah,
other
yeah,
animals
yeah.
to reconstruct. So
But like,
again, I
like
don't.
this, I can get. Let's carry on watching it.
There are characteristics that allude to Anunnaki genes.
This is what the Anunnaki supposedly look like. It's these cone head type skulls.
The way that we call it
So
cone
we
head,
would
you know.
naturally think that she is one of the original Anunnaki, or certainly extraterrestrial human hybrid.
We should bring this guy on our podcast.
What's of interest of Queen Puabi is that she's a first dynasty queen and or priestess. So the fact that she's first dynasty means that she's very close to the reign of the Anunnaki. This puts her in a very unique position because she really holds the key. She might be the evidence to suggest whether or not the ancient Anunnaki were physically real, and that specifically the Anunnaki interbred.
But if the unusual skulls found in Mesopotamia and elsewhere are really evidence of the Anunnaki's reign on Earth, might the legends about them descending from the sky also be true? And if so, Might the same be said for other legends that describe similar beings found in ancient texts all over the world?
So my question that
From
I asked
that.
myself, well, from this, but also just in general, is like when Allah says in the Quran, like the alameen, which is mankind, kind of man, he distinguishes jinn, distinguishes the angels, and then humans. But then humans come under mankind. So it's like
I thought it was
kind of
mankind
man.
as in I thought it was mankind as in that's the name of mankind, and it mankind as a plural.
As
all
just
of
humans.
Us. Yeah, all of us.
I don't know. I feel like
Because then, I mean, the immediate thing for me is if I hit aliens and all these other stories of like this queen, what was her name? Queen
Kuwabi.
with a really big
Forehead.
looking forehead,
But not
thing,
forehead, yeah, but yeah,
head
cone head.
structure.
Yeah.
I just think maybe it was like humans back then were like had a
Different. I mean, look, when
we
we've
were
got
taller
evidence
back
of
then, like, you know, our body structure was different.
yeah, because there's different types of humanoid creatures. I mean, that exist from what we've seen archaeologically, like
that's what I think. But I mean,
Neanderthals, you know,
I don't know.
Denisovans.
I can get behind it because there's actual physical proof, right? But then again, I don't know if I can call it alien. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And straight away, your mind thinks, well, alien is basically jinn.
Yeah, because I think that's what really we're trying to get at. When people are saying that they've had experiences with aliens, are they just having jinn encounters?
That's what I'm thinking.
And they don't know how to express it because
they
the
don't
concept's
know.
not in there.
The concept of jinn is not in their whatever religion they follow or their culture or their
whatever it
teachings,
is.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not obviously expert on the jinn topic, but would it just be a jinn experience? You know, that's what it could be. What does Islam say about aliens? That is the main thing, right?
Yeah.
So we asked Sheikh at Islamica, and he said the following.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, regarding the aliens, there is nothing in Islam mentioned about aliens. Now, Allah stated in the Quran, وَيَخْلُقُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ, and He creates what you don't know. So I came across some of the people, contemporary scholars, that they say that there could be like other lives on other places, etc. As the definition of the seven earths. They said, is it just the seven earths underneath us or some other, you know, planets, etc. But actually, you will find in the Quran confirming that the two, you know, creation of Allah Azza wa Jal, that Allah Azza wa Jal is demanding from them to worship Him are the mankind and the jinn kind. The mankind, which is the human being, and the jinn kind, which is, again, a being that Allah Azza wa Jal has created, or which they are invisible to us. We don't see them generally, and they exist again on this earth, Allahu A'lam. And that's why that actually nullify if there is any possibility there could be other people or other, for example, or aliens living in a different planet, etc. So as I mentioned to you, because of the you know, because of the when Allah has addressed in the Quran, you know, the ones who should be worshipping Him and for being dutiful to Allah are the mankind and the jinn kind. And if there are other creation, Allah would have mentioned that in the Quran, basically. And the Quran is a guidance. And Allah has finally guidance from Allah Azza wa Jal, Allahu A'lam. So that's why it's impossible actually to, from this, to have that it gives us the understanding that it's impossible to, you know, the impossibility of the existence of any other creation or aliens on other planets.
Okay, so essentially,
So basically, he told us just be quiet. It's not if it's not in the Quran.
it's not in the
It
Quran.
doesn't. We don't told it's not. It doesn't exist. We don't know. Allahu Alam,
Interesting.
basically.
Yeah.
Basically, Allahu Alam. Allah knows best.
Because for us, as humans, like our kind of story begins with Adam.
Yeah.
So whatever was happening on Earth
Yeah.
before Adam alayhi salam, then it's basically like you don't need to. It's not relevant
It's
for
not
you.
relevant,
You can find out later when you die. And you can watch this
If there
sick
is-
epic movie
Yeah.
about.
So in a nutshell, aliens are in Hollywood. They're in Hollywood. They are in strange conspiracy videos. But in Islam, we know about mankind, we know about jinn kind.
Jinn kind, yeah.
And that is the two we know about. That's the two we've been told about. And anything beyond that, Allah knows best.
Yeah, in
basically.
conclusion. And I think not to dismiss people's experiences. I'm really open to people having experiences, especially if someone is completely sane.
Yeah.
If someone can say like, this person has had no background of compulsive lying disorders or anything and has had this real experience that affected them, and so many other people have. For me, I feel like it's more ignorant to ignore them and say they're crazy. It's like, what's more logical? A sane person telling us something they saw, or pretending that they've just overnight became crazy. So I think their experiences might... more logically it's connected to is probably a jinn, essentially, because jinns, we understand, even when you look at the description of jinns, there's more of a correlation to them being able to shapeshift and cause even like fitna and even the fact that Anunnaki, I mean, look at that. If the ultimate purpose of shaitan is to draw humans away from monotheism, from tawheed, by saying, oh, this other creation created you, that is the ultimate. And for people to believe that, that's the ultimate shit. You're giving allegiance to some other creation by saying that is our creator, when is Allah. So
basically, it's shaitan misguiding us.
I think that's ultimately was like playing mind games.
Because if we listen to what Sheikh just said, mankind and jinn kind, right? So if there is anything, if anyone has some sort of alien experience, it is my uneducated guess would be that it's probably a jinn experience. That would be my uneducated guess. But if that's what Sheikh said, I'm going to go with what Sheikh said.
That's it.
I'd love to present Sheikh with this skeleton and say, Sheikh, can you explain this?
Do you know what's funny? Do you know what I love about a lot of sheikhs, mashallah, is they'll just be like, okay, interesting conversation, but that's it, it's not relevant, forget it.
Think about when have you prayed salah? That's the main conversation.